Cancer friends, thanks for joining me. I'm David. This is Tarotmylove. I'm going to do your heart spread for mid-June. Put a little energy on them. We did pre-shuffle. The heart spreads for who's ever on your mind. Kind of a couples reading. Really picks up who you're thinking of. If you're with someone, think about somebody else. It's going to pick up to somebody else. Yeah, that's a tricky part, guys. So think about Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Thank you for joining me. Appreciate your likes. Definitely appreciate by subscribing. Um, Something resonates, make a comment. I appreciate that too. It actually helps channels if you comment. So feel free to express yourself. It's, trying to be rude or crazy. That's my job. Okay, I'll try to stand me up. All right, let's see what we got here for our Cancer friends on this mid-June, huh? Beautiful day at the beach. Special beach edition here with the heart spread. Ooh, let's see. I don't do the pop-ups, so it doesn't matter anyway. Maybe it will. That definitely was the one card. Okay, so we'll start with you being the Knight of Wands. This your energy, kind of like in the daily. I look at this as in and around relationships where you're at. I try to separate that a little from where you're at in terms of your relationship with the person you're thinking of. But in you're facing into the reading with your cup. Knights are actions, cups are emotions. Here in the love reading, we're going to call it love, emotion of love, and you're definitely giving that to this person right here. Whoa. um, you're giving your love and concern to someone who's down and out with the Five of Pentacles energy. In this position, this kind of tries to show where they're at least in terms of love and relationship. They do have a lack mentality, this person. I'm not going to speak to the sign or anything, but um, it could be just because, say you have good self-esteem and you know your worth and all that, and you take a big hit in love. I mean, it still can take the wind out of you and knock you down a notch, knock you back into this energy of the Five of Pentacles when you don't feel good enough. Sorry, I gotta have some coffee. I'm gonna pass out. So Cancer, you're coming in being very Cancerian. I mean, this could be you showing up in your reading. The Knight of Cups could definitely be a Cancer. Cups, court cards are usually going to be people, so that implies this is you. It also implies you're doing you. If you're cross-watching, by the way, your Cancer very sincere in offering you this cup of love. They're not playing around here in any way. So let's see where we go. Knight of Swords. Okay, and you're all in when you get to this person. When you get interacting with this person, now your energy shifts from the Knight of Cups to the Knight of Swords. Um, Two knights, cross watcher. Fuck all of the into you. It's like I make a joke sometimes, flirting or something. I'll say, "What do you do? Beat men away with a stick?" You know, cross watcher. You will literally have to beat them away with a stick. Here. So if you're feeling lack mentality, let's see how you come up in the relationship. It's going to be the next card. Um, no, I'm allowed to shuffle because it's funny. If the lack mentality is just from the last relationship, and you don't generally have an issue with that going way back, I think like this energy here that's coming to you, crosswatcher, I'm talking to, and Cancer, the energy you're bringing them, they damn well should knock them out of that, and they just bounce back to being their self that knows their value, and it's not a problem. If it's deeper, what happens is it doesn't really help you just because someone gives you everything and loves you to pieces, and that's the problem. It's like it still doesn't seem like enough. So let's see. Let's hope they're responding positively to you. Nah, shoot. Six of Swords. Look at this, guys. God damn it. I'm sorry, but we had some positive readings. This is a reactive attachment disorder. If you're familiar with that, if not, thanks to Google. Thanks to Google, my IQ is 30 points higher than it normally is. As long as I got a laptop or a phone in my hand. Fuck, man, we're already cyborgs. They ain't put anything inside of us yet. But yeah, your person, I think this is a reactive attachment disorder. They don't, because, I don't know, kind of depends on how much you've been interacting. You're coming at them hard. You're coming at them hard. And if they're showing interest in you and then backing away, um, then that's a reactive attachment disorder. Because this kind of energy with the Knight of Swords is exactly what scared the fuck out of somebody like this. I got this a little, Um, when you have abandonment issues in childhood and in general, it's also that feeling for the cross watcher, like the other sword is going to drop. But I mean, I think you all kind of scared the shit out of them, man, somehow here. And they want to run away from you. And they definitely see you pursue. you might, I don't know. I'm laughing because I see you just running them down. They're running away, and you're on your horse going, boop, boop, boop. And you want to sweep them off their feet, and they're like, I want to be swept off my feet. Leave me alone. I want to be swept off my feet. Come this way. Oh man. So this is your advice from Spirit in the relationship. Wheel of Fortune. Holy shit. Way to go, Spirit. Way to leave it on me. Okay, look at Jupiter in your charts at 1 degree Pisces. It's all kind of doing heavy shit right now. Everything's heavy, but it could be important here. Depending on where Pisces is in your chart, might speak to this somehow. It's getting ready it's going to be retrograding, and it's going to be an interesting summer. So a lot going on around there. But because this is optimism and Jupiter and expansion, it's usually talking about something that turns in your favor. So it's kind of like encouraging you. I'm like, you this poor person is scared to death. They're like under the table, and you're like, what? Now you're like, what's the 2.5 Men? The chick that's always stalking the Charlie character, Martin Sheen character, whatever his name is, winning, right? Like, yeah, they're that person, and you're that person to them. So, why I'm laughing. Uh, I'm laughing because like strength is like the universe. I think gives you the strength card, the cross watcher here, to kind of bless you with strength. But usually because you're going to need strength. I think that's how I look at strength. You're going to need strength coming up here, and I mean the wheel of fortune across from strength. I don't think this is over. You know, um, but it's going to imply that something is going to turn in your favor. This is kind of like karma here. It can be, guys. You know. I get a little feeling with the Knight of Cups, what they say about I'm a Sag, and they say, well, because the Wheel of Fortune is Jupiter, rules Sag, and they say, well, Sag is the most lucky sign. And someone point out, is it really lucky if you fail a million times, but every time you don't give a fuck and you just get up, try again, and eventually you make it? Is that really luck? And that's two knights here, a Knight of Cups and Knight of Swords. It's like you ain't giving up. There have been a lot of marriages that started with usually the woman saying, I don't want anything to do with you and everything, and you just like they send some flowers, and a lot of times we call that stalking now, and it's obnoxious, but it can be adorable in a 1950s Norman Rockwell world that doesn't really exist anymore. But anyway, Seven of Swords, yeah. I, I'm sorry. Why I'm laughing? What the fuck is going on here, man? But this is advice from Spirit now. So trust me, advice from Spirit is not going to be to cheat, lie, and steal. So it's about strategic thinking. This is for both of you. You got to think about this, Cancer. You got to think about your approach, okay? Which is probably going to mean, since your approach is like head on, it's like, stop for a second and think this through and think about a strategy here. And two, the cross watcher here, look, you got the 6 of Swords, and now it becomes the 7 of Swords. That's your advice. So, to the cross watcher, I think the advice here, it's interesting with this being the 7 of Swords, because this is for the good of the relationship. is for you really to break down is your thoughts, what's going on with your person. If you need to engage them, don't move away from them. Ask difficult questions. Investigate them. Uh, Pay a $39.99 site to pull something, God help you. But yeah, because this is advice from spirit because you need to be reassured. Whatever it takes. And talk to their friends and investigate their social media. Give yourself a license here. You're being given permission here to ask hard questions. And I think this is because, Spirit wants you to understand. If you don't like something and you just say, fuck it, that's cool, but you don't really learn a lot. If you kind of stop for a minute and look at why do I not like that exactly? What's going on in me in regards to that? And you may learn something about yourself, and you still don't have to like it, but now you've learned something. That's kind of like what that is. It's like it doesn't even have to be a successful relationship, but it's something and it's important, and it's gonna. If you really look at it, you're afraid of the other shoe dropping. So let's really investigate what's going on, and instead of just assuming that's going to happen, because it doesn't necessarily have to happen, and it's going to take a transformation. Wow. Um, okay, here's what's going on. Um, Cancer, you're coming in hard. You're all kind of attracted to this person. And I think what's going on, your person's in the middle of a transformation. Now, if you look at 26 degrees Capricorn in their chart, you got Pluto retrograde. I bet you it's going to have something to do with Pluto in their natal chart, Pluto in their progress chart, like that. Might even look at this year's chart, such a significant year called the solar return. So in the predictive charts or their natal charts, you're going to see this transit. They're full on in a transformation. So now you show up like this, unless you're like me and you have Pluto yourself on the ascendant or something, or the first house or the seventh house, God forbid, or conjunct Venus or something like that. Excuse me, you'll get pulled into these kind of relationships. You show up in the middle of someone's transformation when they need to transform. Sometimes you are the one that like it pulls your finger out of the dike and starts the whole thing. You may not be. It may not have anything to do with you. But I think it does because you got the Wheel of Fortune. That's kind of binding you here. There's some kind of connection going on. That has to do with destiny and what's bigger than you and fate and your soul's purpose and relationships are all about. And honestly, I don't even know if there's going to be a relationship here, but you showed up in this person's life right in the middle of this transformation. And you have to maybe consider the fact that they may not really know that they're in the middle of a transformation. Like, what's the middle of a transformation? Well, it could be fuck all turmoil and a mess, in the dark night of the soul. That's what this is. It's, it ain't a picnic, you can bring candy and nuts, but it's not a party. So it might help just keep that in mind. You're dealing with this person, and if they rebuffed you, um, I see this energy going back and forth between you guys, though. So I don't know. They might just need some time. Here's the problem with this: if someone's in the middle of a transformation, I mean, honestly, unless you want to have friends with benefits, and because they may not really know what they're going to be on the other side of this. Are they going to be a butterfly or are they going to be a moth? And maybe they're a butterfly now, or that's what you want, and maybe they turn into a moth, and then you've wasted your time. So keep that in mind. And with the Wheel of Fortune, though, if you want to, it's like gambling, and you may have some good karma built up. And I think like what you could do is say, I'm going to take a chance on this person. But I think what you're going to be doing here is playing a full-on supportive role. You're going to be loving them unconditionally because I don't think they're going to give you a lot back. And it could go on for a while. These Pluto transits are like that. I think they've been into it for a while. But if you want to do this, I think it's cool. To be able to give this kind of unconditional love. You're going to hold space for them, and you're not going to get a whole lot back. And I don't know if you can do it because Knight of Cups and the Knight of Swords don't want to be holding back and being unconditional. It ain't Mother Teresa there. There's two knights, you know. Maybe the high priestess could pull it off, but so I think it's going to be a real challenge for you, and you have to think about that's what you want to do. You know, and I had a situation real quick. I would say one of the two great loves of my life at about 25, 26 even, 25, I was. And their therapist told me, brought me in for a session and said, like, you know, you're ready to go on and get married. You know, I mean, you're not perfect. You're in therapy. I get it. But, you know, you got to understand that Martine is not ready. It's going to be 5 years. Now, I realized later that she's sexually abused. I didn't know at the time. But yeah, it was clear. And she's much more damaged than I was able to understand. And she said, like, you know, David, the thing is, like, I know you might commit yourself and do exactly what this is what I'm saying, exactly what this is. She said, you might stay and hang in there with him, hoping that it's going to turn in your favor, but this could be 5 years. And, you know, she said to me, she said, the thing is, David, I think that once she finds herself and once she gets through therapy and actually gets herself, which she doesn't even have now, it's like, I don't really think she's going to love you. That's just my feeling. I think I need to tell you that. And, you know, my therapist at the same time was kind of saying the same thing to me. I was aware of the situation. And, you know, I chose not to continue that. But I think you're in a similar situation, probably not 5 years. And I don't know whether the situation is similar, but I know there's a lot more sexual abuse in people's past than anyone wants to deal with or recognize. And it has lifelong and significant, you know, consequences. Yeah. So thank you guys for watching the heart spread. If it resonates, let me know. Any of your comments are welcome. It helps me actually if you comment. So feel free to express yourself. And I do appreciate everyone subscribing. And we are open to personal reading. Something resonates. You're going to get a lot more out of that information in the description, guys. Thank you.